Hey guys, Julian here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make hard rave techno drums from scratch. I haven't done this in a while, and I've learned a bunch of new stuff. So, to do this today, I'm going to be using my new sample pack, Hardest Rave Techno Kick plus Bass and Drum Loops Ever. The link is right at the top of the description. This pack is a collection of 5 kick plus bass grooves. You can see we have the full groove here, as well as the individual bass and kick loop for each of these, plus the full project file. On top of that, there's also these rave loops. So you guys always ask me, how do you make the rave loops from scratch? We're going to be talking about that in this video, and these are available in this pack. I have these, you can see it's rave loops, just like the ones you guys are used to, with all the individual layers, plus the full Ableton files. So nobody else has that. Vengeance Club Sounds does not have that in there, I promise you. Plus, you get these free bonus main drums that you'll be able to make the main drums with, like the snare and the hi-hat, and these bonus acid lines and melody synth loops. I'll play you some of these. You can hear it's all super solid stuff. Again, link is at the top of the description. Definitely go grab this. This is the ultimate kit for the style of music. It'll really take your tracks to the next level right now. It's got some really high quality stuff in here. Plus, it really helps support me. I don't make a whole lot with YouTube alone, but with these sample packs, I'm able to keep bringing you guys all these new videos every single day, showing you stuff. So go support your boy. Thank you so much for the support, guys. And let's dive in. So, we're going to be talking about first the order of how you would do these drums, because I think it's important to kind of have like a process. Like when I make this, I always start with the kick and then the bass, right? Like no other drums, no melody, no anything, just kick and bass. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in the kick from this. And then we'll get the bass from over here. This was. And basically, what you're going to do is you're just getting the kick and the bass started, like, right off the bat, because that's kind of the foundation for the track. Like, if you take a techno track and you really, like, look at it on the spectrum, first of all, so much of what's happening is just the kick and the bass. But also, like, this is really the foundation for your track. Even if you have a really good melody or some really good drums or whatever, it's not going to work unless it's sitting on top of something solid like this. So we really need to start with these. So we have a nice kick here. Let's go up to 142 BPM. Alright, cool. And then we also have a nice bass. So this is this rumble bass made by stretching out this kick here. We're going to just set the side chain. And again, like, you just want to make sure these are good before you go anywhere else. And already we're having a nice solid groove between the kick and the bass. Everything is hitting right, so we can move forward. So from this stage, when you have your kick and your bass sounding good, next thing I would do would be bringing in what I would call sort of like the main drums. And what I mean by this is the hi-hat and the snare. So like this. Like, next you would want to do this, right? Because that's kind of like the next, like, main groove element is the booch, booch. So we're just working our way up. And same deal with the snare. And now you can see we already have so much of the track, like, sounding really solid. Like, already, like, now we have something that we could put maybe some synths over or some other percussion, and it's not going to get lost because this main basic groove, we can always come back to this, is already set up solid. Let's turn this down so we're not clipping. Because yeah, like a lot of people, I used to do this myself too. It's like when you start a track, you want to try and do like some little background percussion or some synth first or something like that, but it's like really just starting with the basics, and you can start with those, but mute them and come back and do this. I promise now we have so much. Yeah, I promise it'll go a lot smoother. So this is the stage where I would start building up the percussion a bit more. And right off the bat, we're going to get maybe like some more mid-range percussion, like something kind of like this. So this is again from that same pack. Just one of these Rave loop project files with the individual layers. You know, and this on its own sounds pretty cool, right? But if we didn't have this already down, this wouldn't groove so well. Let's also bring in this deep. Right, so it's already starting to build up. We can also bring in maybe like a shaker at this point. And now you're getting this kind of like interaction between these two, which I think is important also. Like when you hear these tracks and everybody wants to know like how to make the rave loops from scratch, like the club sounds loops. Well, a big part of what makes those so interesting, and also what makes them maybe hard to understand how to recreate, is the fact that there's like these multiple different grooves happening, like this roll and this shaker down here. And it's all coming together. Alright, so we got that. The next thing we could probably do here would just be like a bit more. Like, let's try this distortion snare. Yeah, it's a nice layer. This is actually a hi-hat. So this is like a good example of sound design for the style. It's like, I took a hi-hat. It's pretty quiet because the distortion makes it loud. There's a bit, like a tiny bit of reverb. And then some pedal. And overdrive. And it kind of becomes like a new snare. And it sits really nicely over top of the snare. And then let's bring in one more layer here. Yeah, now we have one more kind of groover to just roll along that. I'm pretty sure this is just some percussion from a breakbeat, actually. And so there it is. You can see it's not that hard, especially when you have this pack. Again, link is in the description, to build up these really solid, high quality sounding techno, hard rave techno drum loops. The problem is just if you start with the wrong thing and kind of get it all mixed up. But yeah, so that's gonna be it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Once again, make sure to like this video as well as subscribe if you haven't already. Like I said in the beginning, you can get the hardest rave techno kick and bass and drum grooves. The link is right at the top of the description on my website. Thank you so much for the support, guys. Again, this is everything I use to build this little track here. You get all these kick and bass grooves, all the individual layers as audio files, plus the Ableton files, so you get all the samples and MIDI and presets, plus these rave loops. Again, a ton of people have asked me to take apart the rave loops and have the individual layers. Now you have them, not only individual layers, but also the Ableton files. It's a crazy deal. I can't believe I did this. But hey, it's available for you guys right now. Again, I'll just play you some of these super solid stuff. You know, this is just a great thing you can do right now to immediately take your tracks to the next level today. This will, as you saw in the video, you can very quickly build some good stuff, and this will instantly take you from wherever you're at to a lot closer to where you're trying to be. You get the main drums, the kick and bass groups, the rave loops, all individual project files and loops, plus the bonus melody loops and the bonus acid lines. So it's a crazy deal. Don't miss out while it's still available. Link is at the top of the description. Thank you so much for the support, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow with another video.